The Northeast District had a very successful year in 2014. We really focused in three areas. We focused on maintaining the system, we focused on upgrading some aging equipment that we have throughout the district, and we really focused on being prepared for emergencies. When I talk about upgrading aging equipment along the system, I'm really talking about our IDOT program, and we had several stations where we upgraded our control systems. We did a lot of design work on Dorsey's IDOT system. We completed the IDOT upgrades at Trenton, at Booth, at Fairfax, and BWI. So we've done a lot of work in upgrading our aging system. Our system is over 50 years old now, and it's time for a facelift.
And the Northeast District this year had a phenomenal year with safety. Each area has what we call the most significant safety improvement. And some of the improvements you see here in the background is the reflectors that are on the wall for nighttime driving. We also see some of the platforms that have been rebuilt, remade, repaired so that they meet current OSHA standards. We've had low-lying objects that have been removed, identified. In the Dorsey, we widened the dike roads within those areas, which greatly reduce the risk that you have when you're driving along the walls, especially in wintertime driving.
OPEX stands for Operational Excellence, and each operating area has local OPEX team as well as a control center. The OPEX Council initiated an online survey. One of the commonalities in the survey showed operator distractions, so we knew that we had to do something and address that. At Linden, they installed a guard shack. At Woodbury, we rerouted the phone systems and installed cameras so the administrative assistant handles it. They also did something very similar to what we did at Woodbury in the Maryland area. And then in Virginia, they installed barriers around the operator desk so it didn't become a gathering place. And the feedback that we've gotten from the operators that participated in the survey was positive.
And when I talk about emergency response, I'm really talking about being prepared for when the unthinkable happens. We spend a lot of time working with local responders, local emergency planning committees, local fire departments, police departments, kind of building and strengthening those relationships. We also work with the Coast Guard. We've already held a spill drill with the Newport News Water Authority down in Newport News, Virginia. We're also preparing to do a joint exercise with the EPA in 2015. So we spend a lot of time being prepared for when an emergency does occur.
The week of October 19th, we cut out and replaced 100 foot of pipeline that had a sample tap in the pipe from back in the 70s. We had a displacement of nitrogen, which took 8 hours, 16 and a half miles of nitrogen. During that time, we also did a 4-hour blowdown to displace nitrogen from the line. We filled the pipe to put product back in the line. We endured rainy and cold weather conditions along with our contractors, ITS and Virginia Central Maintenance. We did it safely and in a timely manner.
In 2009, when we started Lockout Tagout, we were tasked with identifying energy sources on equipment. As it progressed into 2014, we took those energy levels and developed a step-by-step procedure on how to isolate it. The main reason for doing this is to keep the employees safe, make the energy as low as possible, make it a safe condition to get our medium voltage equipment in a safe manner so we can perform our maintenance on them.
One additional project we did this year, Linden, was to upgrade our 480 volt system to lower the arc flash potential, which was 15,000 calories, and now it's down to about 6. The manifold upgrade is going to take, about a year to complete. We're going to do that in different phases. The reason we want to phase it in is because of the amount of excavations that's going to go on. We don't want to have the whole place dug up at once, which will inhibit access to the equipment that's out there now that we're currently running.
The manifold project is going to be able to increase our capabilities by at least 50%. Currently, right now, we have 9 lines, but we can only pump out 6 at a time. So once the manifold upgrade is done, we'll be able to go out all 9 lines to our 23 terminals that we currently serve. And what we have to do is we have to get buy-in from our local terminals that as we increase our capabilities, they have to increase theirs. And that may be some capital investments they need to make on their end with purchasing remotely operated valves so we can do flying switches and reduce the amount of shutdowns that we currently face at this time.
So as we cut over lines for the manifold, We're going to be moving operators into the new control building on the PLC-based system that Colonial is used to today. We're building approximately a 4,700 square foot building that's going to be located in the parking lot outside. We're going to also have offices for senior operators or lead operator, for the schedulers, and there's going to be a rest and relaxation room to meet the API requirements. And probably by the end of 2016, we'll have all the lines cut over, all the operators in the new control building, and be able to serve our customers the best we ever did.
This year, we also did a lot of work around reclaiming or re-clearing our right-of-way in certain areas. We re-cleared a lot of areas in our more urban areas, and we had a lot of landowner concerns and issues, and we really tried to be respectful of their issues and concerns and work with them to make sure that we got done what we needed to get done, but also be very respectful of their rights and make sure that we conduct ourselves in a professional manner.
Colonial really wanted to re-energize how we give back to the community. This year for the United Way was the 20th annual Goth outing in the Northeast District, and that brought together over 100 participants, both Colonial employees and contractors that work with Colonial. And we raised over $15,000 just for the Goth outing. And we have operating areas too that also go to local schools. I know up in the Linden area we went to the Lakeview School for Special Needs and just help ensure that the children there had a good holiday season. We spent time in Virginia at an adult daycare service center that really just allowed employees just to take some time out of their busy schedules to let those that maybe don't have a lot of visitors or a lot of people come through and just put a little smile on their face. One of the other things that we did this year was the assembly of USO care packages, and the district was able to assemble over 200 care packages that will be distributed to troops before they're deployed. So it's just a really great showing of how much Colonial does care and how much the employees want to participate and give back.
Colonial has always cared about the community, but in 2014 we wanted to kind of direct our focus more giving back. So 10 of us went to Habitat for Humanity and helped renovate a house for a lesser fortunate family. Honestly, on a personal level, I know nothing about home renovation. I don't know sheetrock from a water heater. And it was neat, it was interesting, and I got to learn something myself.
In 2014, we partnered with a local speedway to help promote 811 awareness in the area where our pipeline actually runs about a quarter mile from the speedway, in an attempt to reach more members of the public, get our message spread further. And what that does is protects the public, makes them safe while they're doing excavations, and in turn protects the utilities that they're working near. And in the end, there's no damage and everybody goes home safe.
I'm very proud and very happy and very grateful to be part of a district that cares about their teammates and what they do and the public that they serve. They do a tremendous job of looking out for each other, thinking ahead, and being proactive. They take their jobs and their tasks very seriously. They take safety seriously. I can't thank them enough for what they do day in and day out, 24/7.